Do you remember sitting in a dark room with a bunch of other people watching some weird, awkward white girl dig around in the dirt while two ghosts look over her? Hadouken! So since this podcast is one podcast from the previous. Have you watched any Golden Girls yet?
No.
God, Monty. Dude, you're gonna watch it. I know you're just not gonna watch it out of spite and stuff, but man, like, it's such a good show. Like, it's
I'm
up there
sure
with
it
Doctor
is.
Who. It's up there with Doctor Who.
You said you didn't like Doctor Who. You can't make that comparison
No.
to me and make me actually believe you.
It has as much endearment as Doctor Who. Like, if you watch it and you like it, you're just gonna be like, I'm home now. I'm living here. This is where I'm gonna be.
I'm not disagreeing with you because I'm one of those, like, I thoroughly like Cheers.
Yeah.
So, like, I like old TV shows. That's a good old TV show.
It's that kind of smart aleck comedy that Cheers had, you know?
Yeah. I'm sure I would like it. I've never had the opportunity to watch it, and I find my time better served doing other things currently. At some point, I will be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to buckle down and watch this show like Eddie wants me to do.
You're never going to watch the show.
That's not necessarily true.
You're not going to do it.
You don't know. I literally, like, recently I got caught up with all the Marvel movies. I'm sure at some point someone said, oh, he's never going to do that. But I did it. I watched them all.
Even the latest Thor movie?
I haven't watched I'm not up current. Because you have to understand something. When I started getting caught up on Marvel, you know where I started? This is how bad I had to get caught up. I started with Iron Man 3. I haven't seen any Marvel movies since Iron Man 2, and I just got caught up with everything like a couple months ago.
What did you get caught? Like, what? So you got up to Doctor Strange, right? And the Multiverse of Madness.
I watched the Moon Knight. I think was the latest before She-Hulk, and I haven't seen any of the She-Hulk yet.
And you didn't see the Doctor Strange?
I saw the Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Okay. And then did you see well, I guess the Spider-Man one's not really in the multiverse, is it? Or it's not an MCU movie, but it is.
I haven't watched the Spider-Man's because it's not on Disney Plus, because Disney doesn't own Spider-Man, Sony does.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
This was all on Disney Plus because I first got started by catching up on Star Wars because I was behind Mando season 2, Boba Fett, Obi-Wan, all that stuff, and I got caught up on that, and I was like, well, I might as well go get caught up on Marvel because I've got Disney Plus, and I might as well use it while I got it.
Yeah.
And I did it. So there. You don't know what all of this to say. You can't say that I won't ever watch it.
Ever watch what?
Golden Girls.
Okay, but what did you think about like, what is your opinion on the Marvel stuff now that you've consumed it in its entirety and you're like, no, I'm not, except for like the most recent stuff within the past month or two?
I enjoyed it, honestly. Most of it. Like, not all of it was super amazing, but like for the most part, like I really just enjoyed it. I enjoyed all of it.
Yeah.
I don't think there was anything that I didn't enjoy.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. It's just that simple. It's the same thing with the Star Wars stuff. Like I know a lot of people are like, Book of Boba Fett's not very good. I enjoyed it. I don't give a crap what people think. You know. Same thing with the Marvel stuff. I liked it, pretty much all of it. Dude.
Now, do you like pay attention to like public discourse about those things, even though you haven't watched it, or you just like don't even get in it?
I don't get into it, but I can't help but hear stuff sometimes. So much time will go by, like with like, spoiler alert to anyone who maybe hasn't seen it if you're like me. But like the Thanos snap.
Yeah.
I heard about that. There's just no way not to hear about that.
Yeah. But you're not like a person that's just like, no spoilers, and you're like a year later, you're like, no.
You know, I used to be very much like that. I used to be very much like a person who's like, don't you tell me nothing. I don't want to know. I don't even want to. I used to be so bad that if someone was like, oh, wait till the end, it's amazing. That was more than enough information that I needed. I did not need to know that, because now my expectations are set that the ending is going to be amazing. And screw you for ruining that moment for me. I should have figured that out on my own.
Oh, yeah?
Now I just don't give a crap. People will be like, have you seen this? And I'm like, no, but you can tell me, because who knows if I'm ever going to see it. And if I do, it might be years down the road. So
yeah,
like, stuff like that, I just don't care anymore. Like, there's so much more important things in life than freaking spoilers and TV shows and movies.
You know, I used to be like that, and now I'm starting to care about spoilers. The older I get, the more I care about spoilers. But it's not like anything crazy. Like, I still, even if something gets spoiled to me, like, I'm still gonna experience the experience of it, you know? Like, see it for myself and all that. But now I'm just like, well, like, if you're gonna spoil it, tell me everything about it. That way I can dissect it when I see it and like see if you're right or wrong or whatever like that. But, you know, like, I'd rather go into it blind. A lot of it's because, like, I'm used to, like, giving reactions to things as I see them, right? Like video games and all this other media that we consume as entertainment. I'm used to doing that now. So, yeah.
I mean, I
like,
prefer not to know, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't make as big a deal about it. I think, honestly, I gave up giving too much thought into it after like the Infinity War and Endgame stuff.
Yeah, because you're just it's so big, there's no way. There's just no way. Yeah. Like, it's
once I decided, oh, you know what, there's no way I'm never gonna hear about this, just tell me. Once I let that happen, I was like, oh, you know what? I actually don't care about this as much as I thought I did.
It's not that
bad. I'm done. Yeah. I'm done caring about that. Moving on to other things to care about, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. It's weird.
Hey, I got a spoiler for you. They're making an Avatar 2.
I'm ending this call, you bastard. How dare you ruin
that? Did you hear that James Cameron came out and said it's like it needs to like box office like top 3 or top 4 just so it makes like breaks even?
That doesn't surprise me, and I'm sure it will.
He was just like, this is an expensive movie. It needs to do really, really good.
How long has it been since the other one?
Oh, freaking, I don't know. That's gonna have to be a internet search. Didn't say Google, did I? No, I didn't. I didn't say Google.
Man, what's wrong with you? I Googled it real quick.
Hey, that's fine as long as you're using Chrome.
2009, dude.
Jesus.
Holy crap.
That's 13 years ago.
Yeah, 2009.
So in a 13-year span, he has made a movie that not only is equal to what is now currently the second highest grossing film of all time, it's going to beat it and then still have to make like the top 4, right? So like you got to think about that. So the top 4 of them, one of them is his previous film. The other one is the film that beat his previous film, right? So you got Endgame and then you got Avatar 1. And so what are the other 2? Like who's the other 2, like who's the third and fourth loser in this whole deal?
Well, if you Google if you Google top grossing movies of all time,
yeah,
I mean, take this. I'm not clicking on it and going any more into it. So this may or may not be correct, but it's Avatar.
We are just using the surface level information as fact.
Yeah. Avatar.
Yeah.
At looks like $2.9 billion gross lifetime. I was taking a lifetime into it. I don't know if that counts, but whatever.
It Avatar, probably does.
Avengers Endgame, and then Titanic.
Holy shit.
He's got to beat himself 2/3 of the competition.
Wait, did he do the Titanic? Was that a James
I
Cameron film? Yeah, no, it was, wasn't
he did.
it? Yeah.
What, didn't it? Titanic. Let's look it up real quick. This was in 1997. Yep, James Cameron, Titanic.
But see, like, so what's the fourth one? Do you know? Does it say?
I can probably.
You only found the top 3
more.
list.
Right. Dude, you're gonna get a kick out of this.
What?
Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Oh no!
How did that make it? How did that beat
how much
Infinity
money did
War?
that make? How much did that make?
Lifetime gross for Force Awakens is $2,069 million.
So you're talking about lifetime gross. So he was just saying just the box office.
Okay, well, I don't. Okay, you know what? Let's. I hate you.
I love making you look up
box office movies. There.
It should
The
be
same
Avengers.
thing comes up. The same thing comes up. Yeah, all-time worldwide box office. The numbers here. I'll click on this. It's gonna blind me. Yep, of course. It's a white freaking screen.
Look at that, everybody. He's a vampire.
The night is my friend. It's the same. Avatar, Endgame, Titanic, Force Awakens, Infinity War, and then Spider-Man: No Way Home is 6th.
So, but how much money did Force Awakens make?
Worldwide.
In the box office. Yeah, no, in
Worldwide?
Yeah.
Worldwide box office is $2,064 million, yada yada yada.
So he needs to make $2 billion in his minimum in his box office just to like break even. So that means that they have spent $2 billion on this movie.
Well, I don't know, because when you look up Avatar, The Way of the Water is going to be the second one, right?
Yeah.
It says the budget is $250 million. It says the budget is $250 million, and it says the budget of the first one was $237 million. So the budget's really not that much more in the grand scheme of millions that we're talking about here.
Dude, wait. So that's like a 1,000 times multiplication of your initial investment.
That's a lot of money, man.
Like, it's just like, all right, I'm gonna pay you $250 million, James Cameron. Go make me a movie. And then you own the rights of it, and you like put it out to the world, and you make $2 billion off of it.
Oh, I'm sure.
How much did the first Avatar make? It was what? It was more than $2 billion, right?
Yeah, because it was like the second or the first grossing. Dang it, where did that search go? It went away. I can find it though, because I'm an internet wizard. God fucking damn it.
Don't look at the sun, you internet wizard. Stop staring at the sun.
2009 Avatar made $2.9 billion.
2.9 billion.
So 2.9 billion was the worldwide box office, and the budget was 237 million.
Yeah. So he turned, like, a group of people invested $237 million into James Cameron, and he turned that into almost $3 billion.
It's a pretty good investment, actually. No wonder the movie business is so successful.
Like, what?
That's crazy. It's weird to actually think about it in this way.
Yeah. So what's the difference between the box office thing and then the all-time like revenue? Do you remember those numbers?
I don't think it was that different. So I don't know. Top grossing.
All-time film, yeah.
It's not very different. So I don't. God damn it! I don't know.
I just love it every time. Every time.
Yeah. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. So lifetime. Shut up. Let me talk. Lifetime grossing 2.9 billion, 22 million instead of 10 million. Or no, wait, hold on. I'm reading this completely wrong. So the first Avatar worldwide box office was 2,910,000,000. I'm so dumb. And then Avatar Lifetime was 2,922,000,000.
So it only made $12 million after.
Yeah, so pretty much everyone saw it when it came out, and after it came out, no one really saw it as much because everyone had already seen it. Because this was one of those movies that everyone went and saw because it was 3D. That doesn't surprise me, actually.
It's no wonder that like movie people are just like, oh no, it's coming out in theaters. Like it's like straight to DVD or stream release or whatever like that is kind of like just doesn't make any money, or it doesn't happen because it's so lucrative. Like it's such a multiplier for your initial investment for it to come out in box office.
Yeah, especially when you consider the worldwide ramifications, not just domestic. This is worldwide.
I wonder how it's going to do in the ecosystem of like in 2009 streaming movies and stuff wasn't that commonplace.
Right. Yeah.
It's been 13 years, dude. Like I wonder if it's going to make as much money. Excuse me. That's apparently I'm getting old. My body just does things. It just releases gases at random points in time. Okay, you're forcing it. You're forcing it there, okay?
No shit.
But yeah, it's been such a change in the viewing ecosystem. Like
but you have to take into account also the post-COVID climate.
Yeah.
Where people have been, shutting themselves in for months and months and months and stuff. I mean, it's quite not been as bad the last few months. It's been lessening. At least it seems like it in some places. But I still feel like that's still a thing. I still think people are starving for entertainment. They're starving to forget everything that's happened.
But people also realize that they could just get that entertainment in the comfort of their own home. They don't have to spend $50 on popcorn and drink. They can go to the gas station or to the grocery store, spend like $10 and have a whole freaking smorgasbord of Twizzlers and Red Vines, if that's what your movie theater has or whatever. All that kind of stuff. Why go to a movie theater?
I mean, I don't go to movie theaters.
Yeah. I don't know.
I can't even remember the last movie I actually went into the theater to watch. Yeah, I just don't. Not my thing. I don't like being around people.
The last movie the last one I went to watch in the movie theater was a Star Wars movie. And I think it was the Rise of Skywalker. All the Star Wars movies, I did go to see them in an IMAX theater.
I think I maybe saw the first. Maybe I saw all of them in the theater. I can't remember, honestly. I don't know. I think I saw those. I think those were the last ones.
Do you remember sitting in a dark room with a bunch of other people watching some weird, awkward white girl dig around in the dirt while two ghosts look over her? That's what happens in Rise of Skywalker.
Like a Muppet show.
Well, were you sitting in a dark room with a bunch of other confused ass people?
Dude. I do not remember. I do not remember.
Did you hear that one guy in the back go like, "This is bullshit"?
I think I only saw the first one in the theater because I'm pretty sure I waited for the other two to come out.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because I remember thinking like I had a friend at work who was like, "Oh, don't even watch the second one. You won't even like Star Wars anymore if you watch the second one." So I for like a year I didn't watch it, and I'm just like, But then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch it, and I kind of enjoyed it. Still, I mean, it wasn't the greatest, but I still had fun with it. And I was like, screw you, dude! I'm never listening to you again. I went a year, and I could have.
You're
been
a terrible movie reviewer.
Yeah, like your opinions no longer mean anything to me. And if you're watching now, you know who you are, and I stand by my word.
Yeah,
they're probably not watching or listening. I'm kind of curious now that we're talking about movies.
Dude,
where
that was just
Lord
like a
of the
sudden
Rings?
pause. You had me scared for a second. I thought you like froze or whatever. I was just like, oh shit. No. I can see you wiggling now. I know what to look for.
Damn it! Ah, failed me. I was curious what Lord of the Rings didn't even do half of Avatar. Good Lord.
Yeah,
Did about
Lord
half of Avatar.
Lord of the Rings, probably the entire three movie series did as much, but yeah.
I enjoyed the Lord of the Rings a hell of a lot more than Avatar.
But see, here's the thing: the Lord of the Rings was all made at the same time, right? Like,
yes.
So whatever he made across 3 movies really should be added up together, because it was all the funding and like production and all that happened all at the same. They shot for the 3 movies, and then once they got mostly done, we're like, all right, we need to go back and reshoot this and reshoot that and do like those things. But like they had all 3 fucking movies,
right? Yeah,
worth of footage.
I remember that too. Oh, I imagine that if you took all 3 and added them up, it would probably be more than Avatar. I'm not looking it up because I don't want to get blinded again. You look it up.
Okay.
You get blinded.
Okay. Hold on. We're about to open up the internet. We're about to open up. Oh, look at that. Oh shit. Oh, damn it. All right, here we go. What was your keywords? It was
I just typed in top grossing movies, box office, or top grossing box office movies, or whatever.
Well, I'm looking up Lord of the Rings, man.
It's in the list. I'm sure of it. I saw Return of the King or whatever. For a
gross.
But
I need all of them.
Scroll down a little bit. I'm sure they're there. Or just type in Google like total Lord of the Rings trilogy grossing box office earnings or something.
So is this? So it says all releases, the Lord of the Rings. So see, that's 1978. I don't want the 1978. I want the 2022 re-release, original release, 1970. No, I don't want that.
Okay, here you go. The Lord of the Rings, widely regarded as one of the greatest and most influential film series ever made. It's regarding this as a series, so I'm assuming that's considering the entire series. It was a major financial success, as is among its highest grossing film series. Again, series, I'm assuming it's talking about all 3 and not just one. 2.991 billion. I don't think it made more than Avatar. No, it did.
Avatar made 2.9. Yeah. It made 100,000 more than Avatar did.
Yeah. But not by
or
much.
100 million more.
Whatever. Yeah.
So yeah, like that whole series made the same amount as Avatar. So technically, Lord of the Rings
is reign supreme.
Per production, it is better.
Yeah. Plus, it's also just actually better.
It's just better. I mean, $1 per hour of entertainment. It's a more economical value for the consumer.
Yeah. So we're now an economic podcast.
I'm gonna cut that out.
I was not expecting those words.
Yeah,
don't cut that out.
Don't cut. No, I'm cutting it out.
Leave everything.
This is no, really though. This is like the sexy hot topic of like economics and stuff. See, that's where I was going.
I knew where you were going. I just wasn't expecting to hear those.
We just hit a pothole or two on the way because I'm physically exhausted. I've been up for
my lower back pothole.
I've been awake for going on 22 hours now. Okay,
I hit the roof from that pothole. God damn it!
I don't know how I'm gonna cut that in editing.
Just leave it, dude.
I'm sorry. It's gonna be
about?
weird. It's gonna look weird. Yeah.
When I edited, I didn't worry about that too much.
Oh, I know.
People
I watched it again this morning, and I was just like, oh my god. But you did get that blur in there. You did. You got that blur in there.
Unfortunately, when you have a visual element, it's way harder to make that unnoticeable.
Yeah,
so
I know.
I was just like, I'm not even gonna try. I'm gonna edit where it needs to edit,
and that's the way all you can do. No.
Because we either A, edit it, or B, we don't edit it at all, and it's just straight to freaking print from
You
recording.
think we could do that?
I think we could.
What if we did like a live show one time?
I would be fine doing a live show, and I would say I don't think any of us have ever, like even in private, have ever said anything to, edit worthy, like too risque or inappropriate or cancel culture worthy. I don't think either of us have ever said anything, so I don't think we would have to really worry about that.
Well, there was that one time that we talked about. So back to the topic of bumper stickers. I mean, we went from bumper stickers to tying your self identity into it to like Avatar to Lord of the Rings is the best movie franchise of all time.
How do we do that? We do it like every podcast. We start talking about one thing and then it goes completely.
Well, that was like when we started to name these podcasts and stuff. One of them was like the tangential terror. Like that was one of my.
I don't remember that one.
Oh yeah. Well, no, like that was an idea, and I wrote it down, and I was just like, I'm not gonna send that to him. Yeah. Because there's like, so that's the thing though, right? Like when we did the names and stuff, like there was like, I probably wrote down like 100 names, and I probably only sent you maybe about 50 of them, or not total 50, maybe 25,
How do you
30.
come up with so many names? I'm horrible at coming up with names. Even though I think the name we ended up on was one that I came up with.
Yeah.
I think Babbling Bros was one of my ideas.
See,
even though it wasn't the one I wanted. I wanted ear bleach.
Yeah, you want ear bleach, exactly.
I don't know.
As soon as I saw that you wanted that, I was just like, please God, no. It's a terrible name, please.
It's so good. What do you mean?
No, it's not. It's not a good name at all.
It's okay. The people decided for us.
Yeah, no,
it's probably for the best.
Yeah, I thank you, people out there, for not choosing ear bleach.
Can you imagine though? That's got branding written all over it. Ear bleach.
Oh God. Whew. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What are we gonna talk about now?
There was something I was gonna think of or say that I was thinking of, but I completely forgot.
Yeah.
Well, we never completed our thought on bumper stickers though. We just said that we were going to go back to talking about bumper stickers and stuff, but then what
was we gonna say about it?
I don't know.
I think we concluded,
agree with me?
I think that they're kind of silly. Yeah.
No, that it's people forcibly expressing themselves on other people against their will by posting their opinions on their vehicles. Because, like, think about it. Like, if you're driving behind someone whose car is just plastered with stickers and opinions and political viewpoints and, how many kids they have and, whatever coexist. You see that all the time. The Jesus fish. Actually, I don't really care about either one of those two. They don't really fall under the whole bumper sticker genre that we're talking about here, in my opinion. But like, you're driving, hey, shut the hell up, kids, or I'm gonna turn this vehicle around. And you stop at a red light, right? And the guy in front of you just, bam, here's my viewpoints, bam. And you're just like, well, I'm here and there's nothing I can do about it. That's not consent, bro.
Apparently, there's some like deep-seated issues here that we might need to unpack. Maybe.
Dude, this is just stuff that I think about.
Okay. All right. Hey, it is what it is. We'll talk about it if you want to talk about it.
It's stuff that I think about, but it's not It's not something I think about excessively. It's just like at some point I had this thought about bumper stickers and excessive bumper stickers, and it's just because it's my opinion now. You know.
Well,
Like,
I do see like around here in the South, there's a lot of very hyper conservative bumper stickers, especially since 2016, when we elected
the opposite here. Mostly.
Yeah, when we elected Trump as president, yada yada, all that stuff. And then you also have like every once in a while you'll see like a liberal bumper sticker, yada yada. And that's about as much as like political stuff gets. And then you also got here, there's a weird subculture that's just a little slice of like beach culture and then like lake culture where it's like beach life or like a Ron John type thing, or the like, man, I just a salt life sticker, or oh, I love going to the lake and fishing and all that kind of stuff. And there might be political stickers with it and all that kind of stuff. And then you have obviously the stickers where it's like, oh, this is my family, wow, baby on board, yada 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 yada, or like the terrific kid bumper sticker.
I got something to say about baby on board too, but you continue.
Oh no! How long can I stretch this one out? But I mean, like, there's not really like. There are the ones that are like, you do see ones that are just like, if you don't like this, then screw you and blah blah blah, and it's just like, okay, guy, like, do you really think that? Like, if we were having a conversation, would you really think that like these viewpoints are valid? I don't know. I don't like dislike people's viewpoints as far as like being like thrown out there. I'm just like,
and that's not what I'm saying either.
Yeah, like I try to imagine the people that are saying these things, because you can see the people driving their cars, right? Like, imagine that person saying that statement that's on that bumper sticker. Does that statement fit that person, like, visually, right? You know? Sometimes it does. Most of the time, I don't think it does. But also, like, I could just imagine them just saying the thing and then, like, realizing how fucking stupid it is when they say it. That's hilarious to me sometimes. Oh, and then you got the other subset that like puts the ironic, like sarcastic stickers on there. It's like, I'm a person that puts stickers on my car. And it's just like a bunch of stupid stuff. And sometimes it's funny.
Okay, sure. Now let's talk about baby on board. You thought I was gonna forget you went on for so long.
Before you talk about this,
I just have something. I have one thing to say. I don't have a whole rant. I just have one thing to say.
No. I want to show the picture that is the catalyst to this entire nightmare that we're like. Oh my gosh, it's like things going all over the place. How do I get back to my DM?
It's your picture. It should be in the Discord.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get back to my Discord, but yeah, like, how am I gonna show this?
What do you mean? Just do it like I did, and just put it right in the middle for like a couple seconds and fade it out.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So
I mean,
so the whole catalyst to this was we found this picture of this person with like baby. Well, yeah, it was on Twitter, of like baby dolls and stuff like that all over this car, and it's just creepy. And this like, why do people like this? Started the question like, why do people just stick shit to their car? And then here we go. The podcast was live. All right. Yep. So yeah, your opinion on baby on board stickers?
I would say 9 times out of 10, vehicle that has this thing that says baby on board, they are driving like an absolute maniac piece of crap. Like, if there's a baby on board, 9 out of the 10 vehicles that I see that freaking sticker on, they should have their kids taken from them, because they're irresponsible and they're putting their lives and their kids' lives and other people's lives in danger. They drive like absolute maniacs, and I think they use that sticker. It's the same thing with like student driver on board. Like, if it's an actual student driver, you can tell because they're driving slow, they're being careful. But like, you see so many vehicles, student driver, and they're driving like an absolute maniac. Like, they're using these stickers as an excuse to just get away with driving like an absolute shitbag. So like if they crash in oh, it's a baby on board, I got an excuse. Or, I'm a student driver. Maybe not a baby on board for crashing is an excuse, but I'm just saying this as an observation, as a motorist who's observing the people around me. 9 times out of 10, people who have either one of those stickers, especially baby on board or student driver, they're usually a-holes.
I think you got road rage issues. I think you have
probably do.
I think you have deeply suppressed road rage issues.
There's nothing suppressed about this. I'm telling the whole internet.
Well, that's true. Maybe this is when Mount St. Helens erupts, right?
This is my therapy.
This is the eruption. Yeah, exactly. This is your therapy.
This podcast is my therapy, and you're my therapist.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not. I am not.
Oh boy.
And I am not in no way qualified to give any therapeutic advice whatsoever to anyone. No.
Okay.
Don't
But that
make
was my
that
2
face.
cents on that.
No.
Like I said, it wasn't meant to be a rant or anything, even though it kind of turned into one.
Yeah, you got road rage issues.
No,
All right.
I have stupid people issues, dude. I have stupid because this just isn't a problem with people who drive. All right, I have plenty other problems with other people as well that we're not going to get into here and now.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
My deep-seated issues and my hatred goes much further than just driving.
All right.
Why do you think I play horror games? I'm just kidding.
I don't know. Maybe because that's I don't know. I've never understood the whole like horror fascination with horror, like people in general. Like I don't get it. I'm not a spooky game person. Like I'm just like, why do I want something to scare the shit out of me? Why? Riddle me that.
Honestly, the only reason I originally decided to do horror games as a YouTube channel thing was because I knew that I didn't normally play horror games because of that reason. Because I was like, I don't want to be scared.
Yeah.
I want to play games and have fun. But when I was trying to think of what I would do for YouTube stuff, I was like, if I play scary games, I'm actually going to be scared and I'm going to be like a little girl all the time and it's going to be funny.
Yeah.
And now that's what I do because YouTube won't let me do anything else ever.
Well, you just got to start over.
I don't think that's going to work. Because I don't, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
Moving on. But
we don't want to talk.
I don't know.
We don't want to talk about YouTube. There's a lot of trauma there. There's a lot of deep-seated complaints there.
So anyways.
So how about this weather we've been having, huh?
We don't talk about weather on this podcast, man, remember?
Oh, that's right. That's right. This isn't a weather podcast.
1.
This is not a weather podcast.
Rule number 1, we don't talk about the weather. What game you been what you been playing? What's been taking up your time lately, man?
I've been playing too much Pokemon.
Is that all you've been playing? I know we talked a little about it earlier, but
huh? Yeah, no, that's kind of all I've been playing. I've been playing that, and I've been playing Pentiment. And I'm gonna be honest with you, dude.
Oh, Pentiment.
I feel like you would get a huge kick out of Pentiment. It's a lot of reading.
Okay.
Right? It's a lot of reading. Like that for me, that's a big downside. But it's a lot of like reading and stuff like that. If you're doing it on stream, you're probably going to be sitting there saying the stuff out as well. So it's a lot of reading and like, you know, like you're dictating stuff to people. And
yeah, I've done that before.
Yeah,
with
it does suck, but man, freaking when he gets that little hook in you, when he gets that little boop, oh, it drags you down under. It's just like, oh, we're going in. Because it's a murder mystery, man. It's a murder mystery. Like, who did it? Murder mystery.
It's
crazy.
An Obsidian game, is it?
Yeah. So it is made, I think, the same guy that was the lead on Fallout New Vegas is the lead on this game. So, like, the same dude that, like, did all that story and character building and all that stuff that everybody's just like, oh, yeah, oh, Fallout New Vegas is the best game ever.
What What are you doing with your hands?
I don't know. That game, that game that everybody's just like bussing over, like that dude made this game. It is a point and click 2D thingamabob. It has an art style, but the story, the character development, and how they, for me, one of the key things is like looking at it from a game dev type brain situation is like how they solved problems of like, how do you create a character in this type of game, right? Like, because the whole game is like you're sitting there reading the book of this thing that is happening. You're reading the story of what's happening, but the playing of the game is making the story as you're going. Like, that's what it all is. So, like, that's the interesting part. Like, halfway through creating the character, I didn't even realize, like, that's when I realized, like, oh shit, I'm making a character now. So I'm giving my character different traits and attributes that's doing stuff halfway through it. Stuff like that. And it's probably got different outcomes for different things and all that. I don't know. I haven't even finished the first playthrough. Because it's one of those weird...
Have you been streaming it?
Yeah. No, I've been streaming it.
Yeah?
Yeah, the last time we played it, I streamed it for like 7 hours.
Jeez.
Or 6 or 7 hours. I was playing the crap out of it. I was just like, oh my God! Why is it? Because it's one of those, I will say it's one of those games that has multiple points in it that feels like it could be an ending. So you think it's about to be over. So you're just like, all right, I'll just go until this segment's over. And then that segment gets over and you're like, oh wait, there's more. Well, obviously there's more has to be the actual end of it. Maybe there's like a little prologue or something, like 10, 15 minutes. I'll keep playing that. I'll keep playing that. And then all of a sudden you're just like, oh, we just started a whole new act. Oh, okay. All right. Well, you're like in the hook, right? The hook has got you at that point because you're like, oh, I'll just stay until it's done. And then you're like, oh God, I got to find out what's going on now. Like, what's different? What's going on? It's a great game. Dude, it's a great game.
I remember seeing it, but I didn't think anything of it because I never heard of it before.
Like, the hardest part of that game was getting to the point where it hooks you. I feel like they could have gone a little bit faster to get to that point, but also the getting to that point is where all the character creation and stuff happens. And the way they did it, you kind of can't rush it. You can't, because it's your character building at that point and storytelling and all this other stuff, right? You're setting up the dominoes. You're like setting the dominoes up. That way when the hook happens, you push the first domino. That's the hook, right? Like the first thing happens. You're just like, oh, fuck. Everything's going to go down, right? It's good. Like, I highly recommend it. It's on Game Pass right now. I don't know how long it's going to be there. If you're watching this or listening to it, check Game Pass before you buy it. But, I mean, I feel the game is 100% worth a purchase, in my opinion.
I don't currently have Game Pass.
Oh, you don't?
So
okay.
No, I had it for a while and I just wasn't using it. So I was like, well, I don't want to keep paying for this if I'm not actually going to play any of the games on it. So paying for it.
The head guy that made it, he actually did a interview on Friends Per Second podcast, another podcast. It's a bunch of game reviewers like Jake Baldino and Skill Up and The Completionist and I can't remember her name. She's the lady that works for a major like games review publisher. I don't want to say it's IGN. I want to say it's like a games media outlet. I can't remember the name of it. Jesus. But the podcast is called Friends Per Second on Skill Up's channel. It's on his YouTube channel.
Okay.
But yeah, dude, like it's a good game. I've been playing that. Yeah. And then I've been playing Pokemon, which is a far, far inferior game to Pentiment.
Wow.
Technically, in a technical aspect, in a way it's constructed aspect and also in an execution aspect. But I will say it is probably one of the better Pokemon games that I've played, except for like the OG like Gen 1, Gen 2 games. So
it's funny, like playing this generation of Pokemon. I always end up going to the old generation of Pokemon, like the ones for the like that's who I want on my team.
Yeah.
Or the old, or the OG Pokemon. Like when I find like Pikachu, I'm like, you on my team, Pikachu. You know, like.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing though. Like all those Gen 1 and Gen 2 Pokemon, their stats compared to the other Pokemon are just freaking, dude. They're yoking, dude. They're just absolutely fucking juiced. Like they like Charizard, freaking. He's putting it in, dude.
I haven't seen one yet.
Freaking Blastoise, he's putting it in. So there is going to be an event at the beginning of December, probably when this podcast comes out. Some point, I don't know. There's going to be like a Charizard event where you have a chance to get like the black Charizard.
Okay.
You yourself could get you a big black Charizard, a BBC. Yeah, you can get you a BBC. I want a BBC. Freaking give me that BBC. I'll take it. I'll put it in my pocket. Wait, did you just say I've seen you want that big BBC?
I can imagine you wanting one. That's what I was trying to say.
Really?
I mean, you just admitted to it, so.
Yeah. I think you're jealous.
You seem like the kind of person
who would want a BBC?
Have a BBC in or around them.
Now, are you talking about the news outlet in Great Britain, or
maybe both?
Or a big black Charizard?
Maybe both.
Okay.
Because you said you liked that one show, Are You Being Served, which was a British comedy.
And you still haven't seen it, probably.
Nope, I have not.
And you still haven't seen Golden Girls, have you?
Nope, we already talked about that.
Dude, well, I don't think we talked about that on the podcast, did we?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've only been recording for like 53 minutes, dude. Like, I don't even know. I don't remember what we talked about.
I don't know. Maybe we didn't talk about that. We'll find out later.
We'll find out when this thing comes out.
We'll find out.
We'll find out when it comes out. It's
yeah.
I'm just gonna like blur some stuff and like cut some things out, like especially that one thing that we talked about at one time. We're not gonna talk about that, right? Okay, all right. Yeah, that was kind of runny. It was a very runny moment, all right? Anyway, but yeah, Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It does run in a very cinematic 10 FPS. I've experienced it. A very cinematic 10 FPS, dude.
Yeah.
Like going through the cities and stuff, I'm just like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed as well. It's
yeah. I've seen a lot of people have bug issues with like their eyeballs popping out of their head and being all weird and like them falling through the world and stuff. I haven't had those issues. Like I've just had the performance issues, right? Like, and that's it. And like I heard like having it installed directly to your Switch instead of on an SD card is the way to go, to prevent some bugs. But like I don't know. I have it installed on directly to my Switch because I just realized that my SD card wasn't mounted all the way, so I finally pushed it all the way into the pocket right before the stream started. So, yeah.
You're all trying to install games. There's not enough space. But
dude, like literally, that's what it said. Like when I went to install
did you delete some stuff?
Yo, it said like, oh, you need to like put some of this stuff in storage, and the first thing it told me to put in storage was Temtem. For those who don't, no, fuck no. I put Breath of the Wild in store. I was like, get that game out here.
Yeah.
Because Breath of the Wild is huge compared to Temtem. But for those who don't know, Temtem...
It's not even that good of a game, let's be honest.
It's pretty good. It's a pretty good game. It's the competitor to Pokemon, so it's a pretty good game. I mean, it does a lot of things Pokemon doesn't have the balls to do. So, like putting in a open market. Oh my God! Imagine being able to buy and trade and sell your items and Pokemon in the game instead of having to go off-site to some freaking dark web Reddit page where you're like mingling with seedy characters and stuff, as Nintendo says they don't want you to do, because Nintendo's a family platform, according to Sony and Xbox. Did you hear that stuff about like the stuff going on here recently with their Xbox trying to buy Blizzard and Activision and all that? Some of the, they released the documents because now they're in the EU court, like over in Europe and shit. They got it out of Brazil, they're over in Europe. And like they released documents, manuscripts of like what's being said and everything, and like Xbox is comparing Sony to Nintendo or something like that. There was some reference to Nintendo and how it's like they're trying to make Sony like Nintendo to where they're just like a boutique type ecosystem, because like Nintendo's their catch is like, oh, we're a family platform. We're a very family game, or in a gaming company. And like when Sony said that, Xbox was like, have you seen Bayonetta 3 that just released with this girl that's like half naked? You saw that, right? Have you seen No More Heroes 3 that came out where the guy's just like talking about dildos and like saying F-bombs and all kinds of stuff? Like, that's family game stuff, right?
when I bought Pokemon, right there on the front page was a game called Succubus with Guns.
Yeah.
Nintendo Store is turning into Steam Store, like hentai.
There are settings for the Steam Store that you can turn that stuff off, right?
But then I don't get to see the weird ass like stuff to make fun of. Like there's some weird shit, dude. I saw a game that was called Sex with Hitler. I am not kidding. On Steam.
What kind of algorithm are you on?
I don't know. It was on my front page.
What kind of algorithm are you on, friend? I think we might need to have a come to Jesus moment.
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. It was on the new and trending. It was on the new and trending page. I'm not joking, dude. It was the top listing on the new and trending on Steam.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
I will admit, like, it's kind of amazing some of the graphic fidelity some of the adult games are getting to. Right? Like, especially with like Unreal Engine 5 being like the way it is and like all that kind of stuff. Like, by the way, Unreal Engine 5.1 released like a week or so ago. Oh my God. Dude, like it's fucking sick, bro. It's sick. Like this stuff that's gonna break your brain in it. But anyway, like these adult games are being made with character creators that make your character almost look like they're just real.
It's true.
So, yeah.
Did you see there was an Oregon Trail remake?
No.
Did you see that?
No.
Yeah,
is it a point and click?
I mean, I'm sure it is to a degree, but it's like, it's just Oregon Trail, but like, updated.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay.
I don't know, I just happened to see that too. Just thought I'd throw that one out there.
What, you want to go get some dysentery? Is that what you're saying?
You got dysentery.
You've got dysentery. You're dead.
Now, I would like them to make a remake like this for the Oregon Trail, the zombie one. Did you ever play that one?
No. Hey, kitty.
Is that a kitty?
It is.
Kitty butt. Censor that butthole.
Yeah. No. That's going to be cut out anyway.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah, we're cropping.
No one has a clue what we're talking about. Like, ain't no cat.
She's here. She's here. Oh, you came up here. You got to pay the cat tax. Oh, you got to pay the cat tax, little baby. Yeah. I'm finally getting her to where she'll just kind of like stay up here and just like chill out, and she'll start purring and she'll
just give
like,
into it.
Yeah, our head will start getting heavy and yeah.
Man, I wish my cat would do that. Son of a.
Look at this baby.
Oh, look at those
Look at this
eyes.
beautiful baby.
Nice. My cat just meows a lot and then tries to scratch me if I pick him up.
The cat's like, pick me up, pick me up, pick me up, put me down.
Pretty much, actually. It's very much like that.
You're having too much fun here. You're having too much fun. You want down? You want down?